I watched Spider-Man Brand New Day, and I will be having spoilers in this video. I have a lot to say. There will be spoilers. The whole video will have spoilers. This video is for people that have already watched the movie. If you stay past this point and say, fuck, you spoiled the movie for me, I will block you. I will block you. This is your warning. I will do it again. I don't like repeating myself. I will do it again. This is a spoiler video. Spoilers throughout the entire video. If you proceed any longer, you will have things spoiled. Now that that's done, let's get into this. See my boy Tom? That nigga Tom was acting his ass off. Look, I'm gonna do this video a little bit out of order. I'm gonna do the things I like, the things I don't like, pros versus cons. To begin the movie, I love the fact that we get a gigantic time skip. We get to see Peter fighting for his life, lonely and depraved. Fantastic decision to do after the wish. It was great to see Peter after the wish, having to deal with a bit of the consequences that he had to get into. The powers that were introduced in the situation that was introduced with him and his wrestling with his arachnia DNA, his spider DNA, was extremely interesting. Extremely interesting. It made the stakes feel decently high, and it was cool to see that Peter finally got a power up. I mean, Peter's been fighting shit like Thanos, right? With just some webs in the foot. Like, we're gonna need to see Peter get a little bit more powers than just that if he's gonna be able to compete with things like Sentry and all these other people coming out. I'm sure Spider-Man is not supposed to be a planetary level, you know, mutant threat, but we do need to see Peter get a little bit fucking stronger. Personally, I love the connection with the Punisher and Peter, Punisher Tom. I think it's a fantastic connection. They had great chemistry the entire time. I like the little roles that they're playing with, like good cop, bad cop, and then older guy, younger guy. Even though Peter's stronger, he's not, and he's damn near smarter. He's just not as mature as the Punisher. The other Punisher has his own flaws. It's cool to have somebody that's like a mature um, eye for Peter. Though I do think we're getting to the point now where Tom Peter is too strong really to have somebody that he's listening to, especially in that manner. It's cool that they're now friends, but somebody that he's listened to in that manner, it feels a little weird after this movie. I'm sure we'll carry it on the Punisher being a friend of Peter's for a little bit longer, but I don't think we need to drag that out too much longer. Peter needs to be a solo act, like always, and then in like movies 6 and 7 and 8. I think that's where we need to start hammering down Peter as just Peter. Marvel, MCU, Sony is extremely predictable. All the movies are extremely predictable, but the way that they incorporate the inhibitors, which is going to be a extreme. I mean, you guys know this is going to be a major deal in the next coming of age of movies, especially with introducing the mutants and the X-Men. Those are probably going to become the collars that they're wearing to slow down or stop the mutant powers, especially because fucking Peter wanted to make it universal. Fuck. God damn, Tom. They're probably gonna make that into like either the Sentinels or the Collars or something. In the near future. Yeah, I've been a superhero, X Men, Spider Man watching guy for a while now. Never knew Jean Grey had a sister. I looked it up. Apparently, it's fucking canon. I never knew she had a sister. Sarah Grey. Apparently, weaker than Jean Grey, older. Even though the actor's younger, which is hilarious. Taught Jean Grey everything she needed to know. That was great. It was a great introduction of Sarah Grey, Jean Grey. It really made you draw an emotional connection to those, girls. Apparently, they're like given away by the parents. And you kind of just you get to grow instead of them just throwing Jean Grey in with no backstory, or they always do Jean Grey really 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 bad in these movies, and I think they're figuring it out with this one. Build her up, give her some backstory. Don't make her weak as fuck, and then get the Phoenix Force, and now she's God. She's already strong as shit. She's on a mega level. She already could clear Peter, if we're being completely honest. She damn near could clear anybody besides Sentry, if we're being completely honest. She shut down fucking New York with her brain and had the power to kill everybody on day what shit 20 minutes after learning how to do this shit. All right, and so they're making Jean Grey right. The choice of Sadie Sink, heavenly. My God, Sadie Sink. Every time she was on camera, my God, Sadie Sink, dial it back, yo, fine ass. Oh my God. The Ghost Hunt for VMAX was also a great addition to the movie. You know, the entire time you're thinking VMAX might be a mutant, it might be a power, it might be a power up, and then the way they just unveil that VMAX is got a graveyard in a way was just beautiful. It was beautiful. That was well done. That's great writing. If we're being honest, that's great writing. In a movie where you could question a lot of other things, that is great writing. And then we get the reveal that VMAX is the graveyard and the sister died and she sees the hair bow. Beautiful writing. Beautiful writing. I think the movie did a good job of balancing cameos and comedic relief. There's a lot of cameos from different superheroes, supervillains, Scorpion, Thunderbolts, Punisher, um, whole bunch Tombstone, whole bunch of people, and I think they did a good job of like using them, but not overusing them, making things funny without it being corny. I can imagine this on the rewatch is going to be a pretty solid movie. You know, you really hate to see a movie one time and it's not a good rewatch, and that's a lot of that is based on like timeless comedy, timeless entertainment, and I think they nailed it with this one. Peter's loneliness was done well. His conversations with the police department being his only like real friend and they never met each other was well. I like Peter as a stalker. That was funny. That was entertaining. Overall, I find that they did the loneliness of Peter extremely well. The party scene was fantastic. The unveiling of you know meeting MJ for the first time in a while, seeing Ned for the first time in a while, that was touching on heartstrings. And then for it to be ripped away right after, with her making out with some random dude, and I guess it's her boyfriend. Like we know it's her boyfriend, but like some like random cornball ass college nigga in the dorm. That was like like every other real man would do. Peter crashed. Right, he crashed out right after. And just if you watch that scene and look at the faces of the Peters and Day and even Ned, chemistry. That's good acting. It almost feels like it's real. I know they're married, but it really does almost feel like they're real. I don't think you can get. I know a lot of people want people to stop or want them to stop casting Zendaya, get rid of Zendaya, blah 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 blah. Um, I don't think you can get that type of emotion with a different actor or actress with a different set. You know, I don't think you can get the emotional scenes that they have together. Because if we're being real, the chemistry they have together is fantastic. I don't think you can get that if you cast just fucking what's her name, the Sweeney girl as Black Cat. Like I don't think that's gonna do. I don't think that's gonna. I think we're gonna. Nah, he's not gonna be there. Right? He's just not gonna be there. You don't want to just get rid of NJ and throw in a miss. Right? A pivotal part to Spider-Man. You don't want to do that. So I think they should keep MJ around. For sure. All the swinging scenes, fight scenes, song choices, audio. I mean, Spider Man always does a good job with this, but it was on a different level. I think they did an exceptional job with really all of it. The cinematics, CGI at times was clearly CGI, but I'm not complaining. Um, I think at least artistic wise, fantastic. Now I watched mine on Dolby Cinemax. I know this was the first ever movie created for Screen X. I don't have a Screen X near me. If I do, I'll go try to check it out. If you have the opportunity to watch this in like either Dolby or Screen X or even like Regal, make sure you go see it in the best quality that you can, so you can really get the feel for what they were going for. It's 2026. You drive an extra 5-10 minutes to go watch this in supreme quality versus just your regular movie theater if you can. The Hulk scenes were good. They were good. They're They leave a lot to be desired, but they were still good. I don't think that they did Hulk dirty. It's kind of annoying seeing Jean Grey just a regular, I mean, she's a super monster mutant, but it's just like she's also a kid. How the hell is Bruce Banner the Hulk getting mind fucked by a kid? We gotta see a little. I gotta just see a little bit more like out of that man, like out of the Hulk, man. Like I get if it was like a super powerful 100-year-old ancient mutant that hopped into his mind, but this nigga's the Bruce Banner's mind so weak that 14-year-old Jean Grey can like just hop in his mind and it's over with. Like what are we doing? Um, but his fight scene was still good. I don't think that they made him lose in any type of stupid way. He didn't get his ass beat. I mean, he pretty much wreaked havoc. Granted, old Hulk would have destroyed the entire building in seconds. And that building stood the test of time. So he's not at his full power. I'm sure the way it ended, they'll bring back Hulk the way he needs to be brought back. And unless he gets a solo movie, if not two, he needs at least one solo movie. Just give one. This is all they got to do with Hulk. Give one solo movie where Hulk damn near destroys half the planet, and he's back. I mean, he's the easiest character to bring back. For being honest, we just need to see him be a tank, a juggernaut. You know, um, but I like Bruce Banner as a teacher, as a professor. It made a lot of sense. It also kind of highlighted and foreshadowed, Professor X being a professor as well, and mutants being professors and teachers and living a regular, degular life. Blending in with society. So I thought that was cool. My last pro was the note scene. I think the note scene is one of the better scenes. Like if we're just taking scene for scene, right? I think that's one of the better scenes in cinema in the last 10 years, the last decade. You could put that in if you took the top 100 scenes in the last decade. That would probably be somewhere in the top 25, right? Acting phenomenal. All the emotions was there when he came back and saw that she had the note in his hand. I mean, there was times that she was just rambling off shit, yelling at Peter, and they could even say words back. The emotions there, you could see that they're damn near a real life couple in real life. Um, the facial expressions, the tonality, the fear. Like we just saw him take down Jean Grey, fight the Hulk. I think all that shit just for him to come back and be petrified by her reading the note, and then she hits this nigga with the line of death, the load the pistol up and take yourself out, the self delete red button. She hit that nigga with the heart shattering. I said, oh my god, the shit oh my lord, hit that nigga. I don't love you. Woo, Peter. I said, Peter, no. Now you gotta keep in mind, Peter. Peter's life was trash, man. Peter's life was bad. Peter's life was bad. It was getting a little better, but it was bad. It was bad because they weren't around. It's getting a little better. They come back around. He taking care of the supervillains. Things about to turn around, man. She hit that nigga. I don't love you. Wow, I don't even know you. And she's not wrong. She don't know, and I don't. I know, like the I don't love you wasn't like I don't love you as in I don't like you, weirdo. I know it wasn't that, but it felt like that. You know what I mean? It felt like that. I don't love you because I don't know you. Keep in mind her memories are racist, like a brand new dude. But it's like, and this is post college. Like this is completely. Things have now changed a lot. It's 4 years. Things have now changed a lot. It's not like it's been a week. This nigga waited 4 years. Jesus Christ, Peter. I was like, damn, bro, that was tough. That was tough. That was one of my favorite scenes. The acting was phenomenal. That scene damn near worth 10 million. I know both of them got paid for that, but that shit's damn near worth 10 million. It was a great scene. Actually, if we're being completely honest, I think that is the climax of the entire movie. I think that's the pinnacle of the movie. There's like a secondary climax. We'll get into that later, but I believe that's the climax of the movie. The Peter and the Note. Let's get into the cons. Now, I do have a few cons. This is my favorite Spider-Man movie of all time. I do have a few cons. Starting off, the stakes of the powers. It took a back burner pretty damn near immediately. He figured out how to cure that shit with the inhibitor so fast and so perfectly. Granted, he got the help with the MJ. It took a little minute, I guess. But like once they got together, they figured it out. It was over with. That's pretty much it. I do wonder if MJ's gonna hold a bit of responsibility, like feeling of guilt in the future. Because a lot of people are like, Peter's gonna feel guilt. Peter's gonna feel guilt. Peter couldn't figure it out without MJ. Like she's literally the one that solved the problem for him. Other than that, it was never gonna work. So I don't know if she's gonna feel a little bit of guilt in the future, especially because she's just a regular human. Um, but yeah, I just didn't like how fast they figured out the inhibitors. I don't like the fact that the inhibitor damn near worked perfectly, especially the universal one. I don't like how there was not many cons to Peter's powers. Like I wanted to see Peter's powers get to a little bit further. Now I understand. I did a little research and they said that Peter becoming the man spider was out the question. They gave it a try. They wanted to think about it. They considered it, but it was out the question because of the gross, grotesque things that could have been gone on with that doing it the right way, the man spider the right way. You know, Peter's face turns into a gigantic spider. This is like a PG-13 movie. It could scare the kids. Man, fuck them kids, nigga. We trying to make the best Spider-Man. When they grow older, they gonna understand and they gonna fuck with it. Man, fuck them kids. We trying to see it done right, right? We try to see it done right. Now, granted, if you didn't want to take it all the way there and give him the spider head, which would have been really gross, you could at least give him the arms or grow out the tentacles or the whatever they're called, the legs, spider legs. We should have saw it just hit the fan a little bit more. It never got that bad. It really just got to be like steroids. Like it got to a super power up. He got a little mad, a little rad 140, a little trembolone, and that was it. That was it. They're talking about, oh, you're gonna forget who you are, and this. Like we didn't get to see enough of the psyche and the trials and tribulations of what those powers were gonna, go to. That was a big fumble, big fumble, because that's one of the main plots of the movie, and it just wasn't on the forefront like it should have been. They still didn't do the Hulk right. Granted, it was better than anything of late out of the Hulk, but they still didn't do the Hulk right. What the hell is the Hulk doing being controlled by Jean Grey? I know he's not supposed to be super powerful and all this other shit, but he should be able to, like, he's not supposed to be super mentally powerful, right? That's like kind of his flaw. But he should be able to get 13-year-old Jean Grey out of his mind. Come on. The same guy fighting Thanos, the same guy supposed to be the Earth's strongest hero fighting Thor, a god, um, is getting controlled by like a 13-year-old Jean Grey. So that was kind of annoying to me. And then his fight with Peter was cool, not cool. He should have destroyed the whole building flatline. Easy, quick, didn't. Punisher should also have been dead. Wasn't. Peter should have been extremely badly injured. He was taking shots. And this is with the inhibitor. This isn't even superpower Peter. Damn near, if you took the inhibitor off, Peter might have been able to beat his ass. We don't know. Um, and so we need to see more out the Hulk in the future. Just drop the solo Hulk movie where he destroys half the planet. It's fine. I do want to quickly say this. I do think Spider-Man would be a hard counter for the Hulk. Not the best hard counter, but a hard counter for the Hulk. He's strong enough and decently durable to where it could be a situational fight. Um, he's more agile, elusive, quick, and has a distance range attack that could stifle or slow down the Hulk. He wouldn't beat the Hulk. I'm not saying that, but I do think he has things that can annoy the Hulk if he had help. Right? I don't think a team and Spider-Man would have that much trouble taking on the Hulk, but just Spider-Man in a one-on-one situation would. That brings me to my next complaint. How is this nigga not dead? There's just never enough murderous killing consequences for these type of shows. Like it would have been better, or these type of movies. It would have been better if Jean killed him and like had to do a little villain arc of redemption. But now she's like, I mean, she didn't really hurt anybody. She didn't kill anybody. She did some pretty irredeemable shit, but she didn't kill anybody. She didn't cross any legs or cross any boundaries to where she's like has this dark phoenix moment. Like all she did was be like try to get her sister back for the most part. Control a couple people, try to get her sister back. They should have killed this nigga. She should have killed this nigga. Peter would have took the bullet. We could have done the redemption arc. She leaves and tries to work that through her psyche that she murdered somebody as a kid. You're right. But instead, we let this nigga get away. And I understand. We let this nigga get away so we can get the inhibitor, so he can make the collars. But if we're being honest, this nigga probably won't even be there by the time the inhibitors come up. It'll be like his research help with the inhibitors. So you might as well just have this nigga die to begin with. You might as well kill this nigga now. Because I bet money right now today, he will not be the same person that it instills those inhibitors when the time comes. I will bet you everything. And my last complaint is that Spider-Man gets his friends back. You know, if we're gonna do that super wish where he has to forget everybody, I think he shouldn't be able to get both friends back. Like, I understand that, you know, he might get one of them back. He might get Zendaya in a different situation where they have to rebuild a relationship, which might or might not work. They kind of left it on a cliffhanger for the future. But it would have been great if he just got one friend back. Like, if Ned was there. We might see in the future, so we don't know. But Ned becomes the friend, and Zendaya is still like, I don't know, you know, gets the boyfriend or whatever. He has to work that out through the next set of movies. Or Zendaya's like, yeah, I'll take him. I'll take Peter back. You know, I'll fuck with Peter again. But Ned's like, nah, I don't really, you know, I don't really fuck with this nigga the same way. Getting both their friends back just kind of, bro, this is Spider Man. This is not like everybody hold friends and sing kumbaya, nigga. Like, there's consequences. I also think this kind of ruins a lot of potential things that they could have set up in the future, which is like Ned being the Goblin. You know, Ned resenting Peter for not telling him and becoming the Goblin, or Ned just hating on Peter and becoming the Goblin, or like in a way, Black Cat. You know, Black Cat is something that we want to see as the fans. Not saying we gotta get rid of MJ to get Black Cat there. I think a love triangle with um Tom, Zendaya, and Black Cat would be very interesting. But it also fucks up the dark arc that he would have had. Like, how does a symbiote get involved? When is he gonna become the bad guy, the evil guy, and get the symbiote? There's no reason to do that now. They had a great reason to do it beforehand. There's no real reason to do that now. So I don't know how you're gonna tie in the things that the fans want. Like, we need a Green Goblin Part 2. Probably won't get that. We need a Black Cat. Don't know how we're gonna get that, but we're gonna get that. And we need a symbiote. Don't know how we're gonna get that, but we're gonna get that. So those are my cons. Overall, I still think it's the best Spider-Man movie of all time. At least top two, top three. I think it's Tom Holland's one of his best movies of all time. I think Zendaya did a great job acting, and I'll drop my rankings for Spider-Man movies, and I drop my rankings for who's my favorite Spider-Man later. Y'all let me know y'all's thoughts, pros, cons, and what they could have changed, what they could have done better in the comments. I'm out.